timekeeper sudah moderator sudah bisa enggak untuk POI sudah bisa sudah bisa
POI please. Gentlemen, the member of this house, and honorable adjudicators, Mr. Abdul Hakam, Mrs. Anastasia Halim, and Mrs. Yulika Angela, the timekeeper, the chairperson, or dear opponent, and also the audience. Thank you for the opportunities that given to me. I'm standing right here as the first speaker of the negative team. Let me introduce our team. We are from SMANSA Kahayan Hulu Utara. My name is Alfiati Maharani. We are first speaker. Our second speaker is Miss Fikri Sati Hasana. And our third speaker is Miss Haiko Gunawan. Okay, we know our motion today is this house believes that social media comment should be protected by freedom of speech. Yeah, and our team line is we as the negative team absolutely disagree about this motion today. This house believes that social media comments should be protected by freedom of speech. Okay, before our team deliver the argument, let me tell you our team's speech. Me as first speaker of the negative team will talk about ethics and education point of view. Miss Fikri Sati Hasana as the second speaker will deliver our argument from law and society point of view. And Mr. Haiko Gunawan as the third speaker will support our point of view. Before I deliver the argument, first I want to rebut what has been said by the first speaker of the affirmative team. She said if social media user will be get protected by freedom of speech. It's not true. I believe that because in reality, if the government or other people give protected by freedom of speech, that is very bad. Because if their comment can be he or she can respond simply with their comment. Okay, that is my rebuttal. Now I want to talk about ethics and education point of view. First, that is very inhuman. Why? Because they can be freedom about speech and they can be responsibility about their comment or send in social media and can make a bullying, even defamation, like a case about Farhad Abbas and Ahmad Dhani. That is because do you know that is because what? Because what? That is because social media users have protected by freedom of speech. In this case, Farhad Abbas is wrong, and this is completely right because they are an educated person, and this motion we believe if government or other people give protected by freedom of speech, that is not educated and ethics. What will become of our nation when the absence of ethics and talking? Could you imagine? Many students can keep their stay or comments in social media or in real life. Yeah, we know that. So we as a negative team absolutely disagree about this motion today. This house believes that social media comments should be protected by freedom of speech. So now I say that we as a negative team absolutely disagree about the motion today. Next, Miss Fikri Sati Hasana will deliver our
we are from affirmative team very agree with this motion, but we not agree with argument from the negative team. The first speaker says how the people can responsible with their comment, but in here I will to give you before why we should be protected the freedom of speech online. And the first is, it is our one amendment to have freedom of speech. And the second, everyone has the right to express their belief sound. So, benefit of every freedom of speech on social media. One, social media can help you be yourself and improve confidence because who need it. This is because you do not have to see anyone who may be critical about you.
Be alright, please.
Sorry. And second, social media is a good way of expressing yourself and getting your point across in a document or in a debate. And in fact, in America, 70% of Americans agree that people should have the right to free speech even if their words are highly offensive. And what we know, everyone has the right to express their belief. First Amendment, freedom of speech. And the question next is how we know it, and the answer is constitutional right. So, what we believe that you are.
Be alright, please.
Sorry.
Sorry, but
Already, yeah.
yeah, what you think about it? Then your friend asked the first speaker not give the parameter today, and we think if parameter today is especially for social media users. But what do you talk about that? That is not correct about this motion today.
Sorry. In here I say what we know. The people can to freedom of speech in social media, and I give.
Sorry, but they can be not responsibly with their comments or they say. Sorry, their speech.
Sorry, I cannot give you the answer from the question. Okay, I will go next. How we know it, and the answer is constitutional right. And what we believe that you are protected under the First Amendment, express what you believe or feel on social media and the internet, as long as it is not harmful to others. What we believe it, why we believe it, we believe that because it is our constitutional right to have freedom of speech out in the real world, we should be able to express ourselves online or social media. I think that's all for me.
And gentlemen, the member of this house, honorable adjudicator, Mr. Afri Guillaume Harpano, Mrs. Teresia Halim, and Mrs. Yunita and Angela. First, I want to read what has been said by the second speaker of everybody's team. She said that freedom of speech for anyone who uses social media and protects it. It's not true. I believe that if freedom of speech protected, it will the user. Social media increasingly direct to act as but not responsibly with what it says. Now, I would want to talk about law and society point of view. Should not Catholic if have no evidence because can put others. Yes, it's true. If you could imagine for us that if you are a person in here, what do you say? What do you feel it? But
ya Bu. Kriya jadi.
paragraph 3.
Kriya.
Besides, every people
Jadi kan
deliberately and without the right distribute and or suspicion and or can access the information electronic and our document electronic have connect of insult and or collision memo tag. So, may saying is that our argument from this house believe that social media comment should be protected by freedom of speech. Once again, state we disagree about that motion. Next, Mr. Rico Gunawan, as the third speaker, will support our argument from society, law, education, and ethic point of views. Thank you very much for your attention and good morning.
nggak ada Bu, nggak ada.
First speaker and second speaker from my team. Social media is one effective way in expressing our grievances to and protected it a person or a few people. Because social media gives us space for freedom of expression and freedom of speech. Means that freedom of speech may issue comment that producing art and so not be insulted. So in social media we can express our opinions and should not be prevented because right or individuals who have been dictated by the law. So summarize of this motion is.
Please.
Sorry. Summarize of this motion is in social media. Yes, please.
You cite the freedom of speech given to anyone, but we think freedom of speech instead give them the freedom to do the process of bullying and lower attitude repressing people Indonesia. It is not the person Indonesia promotes by this ability. How we can forget it? How we can
I will say from the law point of view. The law of freedom of speech can be seen in Article 19 Undang-Undang Dasar 1945 that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion or expression. It includes the freedom to form opinions without interference and to seek, receive and forward any information and ideas. So, summarize of this mission. In social media, everyone can and freedom to express their opinion because they are protected by law. I think that's all. Thank you.
And gentlemen, member of this house, and everybody others, Mr. Agrio Katano, Mr. Teresa Ali, and Mrs. Junika Angelica. Thank you for the opportunity. Mrs. Junika Angela. Thank you for the opportunity that given to me as the director as a love speaker from Legacy Team. I shall say with our argument today that we are absolutely disagree with this motion. This house believe that social media comment should be protected by freedom of speech. Before I deliver our supporting argument, firstly I would like to rebut some argument by the third speaker from Affirmative Team. She said the freedom of speech is the right for everybody. I think it's not true. I believe that this is precisely the benefit for people who Kurun responsible with what they say, and they not afraid to doing the crimes because they have protected by the freedom of speech. I think that's my rebuttal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to deliver our tips, our supporting argument from ethics, education, society, and law point of view. Social media comment protected with the freedom of speech. This is not bring our states. This is not bring benefit for our states. This is just brings negative impact for our states, like the more case about cyberbullying and defamation, and like the cyberbullying, they not afraid to mocking someone or somebody in social media because they have protected the freedom of speech. That's why we should not to protect it, the social media comment with the freedom of speech. And next, I would give the example for defamation. There is student from Yogyakarta, Lawrence Simogi, the Yogyakarta, and as a result of Yogyakarta people agree, and that student is finally jailed for 2 months and fined 10 million rupiah. That there is about the defamation. There is consequence if the state establish this system that protected the social media comment with the freedom of speech. And about the defamation, we have rules about the defamation set in Undang-Undang ITE paragraph 28 verse 3. Every people deliberately and without the rights distribute or make an information electronic and or document electronic that have contents or insult and or defamation. I think that's our supporting argument. Thank you very much for your attention and support.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the member of this house, honorable the adjudicators, timekeeper, chairperson, our dear opponent, and also the audience. Thank you for the opportunity that given to me. I'm standing right here as the first speaker of the negative team. Now, I want to deliver a reply speech. Yeah, as we know, if the affirmative team give us a rebuttal, but they are not give up no eye. And especially in our point, that is not pure. About case Farhat and Ahmad Dhani, because this case about defamation. Farhat was mocking family of Ahmad Dhani in social media, and finally Farhat Abbas get award by love, but because Farhat Abbas not responsibly with their comment and their status or under what they say.
resource believe that social media comments should be protected by freedom of speech because we have the right and freedom to expression our opinion in the social media because we have been protected by law, so we should be not prevented to express our opinion. And everyone has the right to express their belief. Social media is a good way of expressing yourself. And we believe the resource believe that social media comments should be protected by freedom of speech because it is our constitutional right to have freedom of speech out in the real world. We should be able to express ourselves online on social media. So, one more, we are from the affirmative team. Say we very agree with this motion. Let's say social media comments should be protected by freedom of speech. I think that's all.